Desmond Claude was just talking about taking a step forward tonight, and maybe just sustaining good stretches of play is something you've harped on through the first 7 games. And was it another challenge tonight, the way Houston came out shooting in the first half and the 10-0 run they had in the second half?
Yeah, the first 4 minutes of the game and the first 4 minutes of the second half, the score is 22-6. They outscored us combined first 4 minutes of the game, first 4 minutes of the second half, 22-6. And look, I don't know if that's necessarily our problem. Houston does that to a lot of teams. It's part of their identity. We talked about that before the game. We also talked about that at halftime. But it's those 2 segments that overwhelmed our ability to win. We did some great things in tonight's game. I don't know if anybody can really understand how difficult it is to out-rebound them. We had 42 rebounds to their 39. They had 14 second shots. A lot of them happened in the second half. It's what they do. I think they're one of the best to ever do it. It's what they do to every team on their schedule. But we had one more than them. We had 15 offensive rebounds. Same thing defensively. They had 25 defensive rebounds. We had 27. I think any coach that plays Houston, if you could out-rebound them, that's like step 1. The second thing is, although they're a man-to-man defensive team, they're incredibly disruptive, right? They're number 2 in America in steals. They force turnovers, and they prey off your turnovers. We had long stretches where we did not turn the ball over. You know, I won't even count Davion's on the last play of the game because the game was over. But we played this game with 16. If that number was 12, I don't know if we win, but the game's going to come down to the final possession. That's what I would say. 16 turnovers to 12. We weren't able to accomplish that second goal. We had some head scratchers, illegal screens, dribbling with no purpose, abandoning our offense, and then some of it was credit Houston. But it's about rebounding and about taking care of the ball. I have no problem with our team's effort. I thought we sustained the effort, played to win, played with a great energy. And look, when you play teams like at Purdue, you play Houston, you play Washington and Las Vegas at 2 in the morning, and you come back and play St. Mary's, you come off of a tough Oakland loss. We're becoming battle tested, and we're learning. Like, we know more about our team right now than we ever could have a month ago. Some of it's not good, but those are things we have to fix. Some of it is good. And I would just say that if you can rebound the ball with Houston, that's something we have to be able to do night in and night out. And that has to become a strength of ours.
Defensively, the way Houston came out of the gates with those 3-pointers after you were doubling the post.
Yep.
What about the second half where you're able to hold them scoreless for 8 minutes and 28 seconds? What switched up for you defensively?
You know, coming off the Oakland game, I knew that Houston would go inside early, and we elected to double team and to trap. And it's that old adage of, you need to get more pressure. It's kind of like blitzing the quarterback. Just because you blitz doesn't mean you're going to get a sack. And I think in our case, part of what hurt us at the beginning of the game is we trapped. They were ready. They got the ball out like good teams do, and they made us pay. I believe they hit 3 threes in the first 3 minutes off of our post traps. When we took it off, the concern becomes, now how are we going to do if we play one-on-one? And we were fine. We really were. We did a great job. We crowded better. Our bigs were much more physical in and around the basket than they were the other night. And again, I think we adjusted to that. I go back to Houston. I have a lot of respect for them. They were 21 of 61 from the floor for 34% against our defense. They were 7 of 22 from 3, 17 for 25. We fouled at the end, and they had 11 turnovers. Like, our defense was good, and we played toe-to-toe for much of the game against a very good team. Our defense was good enough to win. Where we're running into problems right now is just head-scratching turnovers when game pressure happens. Game pressure means tie score 6 minutes. Take the lead for the first time. The last 4 minutes of the game. Can you create a good shot? Can you be yourself? Can you execute? Can you play as a team? We struggle in that area, not just tonight, but throughout our schedule. And that's something we have to grow and be better at. Because most of our games, tonight was no exception, it comes down to that last 8 minutes, the last 4 minutes. And we have to be better in that segment. killed us in our last game against Oakland, and we weren't as good as we needed to be in that same type of area here tonight. I can tell you, because it's 10 new players, no one really wants to hear that, and I don't feel like talking about it. But it's hard to judge us in November, because these are the things we have to just need more time with. And my hope is that sometime down the schedule that you see us in that area be better. I thought Quincy was terrific tonight. He's really starting to settle in. I mean, he had 4 assists, no turnovers, 17 points, 5 for 10 from the floor. As his coach, need to do a better job of creating more opportunities for him. We didn't get him nearly enough shots in the second half. So credit Houston. It's not like they're going to give him a 3, but we needed to be able to free him up a little bit more. And again, that's something that I have to do. We have to do better moving forward.